Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Pmukku. Today we are going to discuss how animals or insects are saving the earth. What are the wildlife protection groups? How do groups work? India Wildlife Protection Act 1972. And soon on. Introduction. In the introduction, you can start by explaining why the topic of animals saving the earth is important. You can discuss how animals play a critical role in maintaining the ecological balance of the planet and how human activities have threatened the survival of many animal populations. You can also mention how conservation efforts are necessary to protect animal populations and maintain the health of the planet. Finally, you can provide a brief overview of what the essay will cover, including the roles of animals in maintaining the ecosystem, the impact of climate change on animal populations, and the importance of conservation efforts. The role of animals in the ecosystem. Animals play a critical role in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. They serve as pollinators, seed dispersers, herbivores, predators, and prey. For example, pollinators such as bees and butterflies are responsible for the reproduction of many plant species, which in turn provide habitat and food for other animals. Herbivores, such as deer and elk, help maintain the balance of plant populations by consuming vegetation. Predators such as wolves and lions keep prey populations in check, preventing overgrazing and other ecological imbalances. Furthermore, many animals contribute to the nutrient cycling and decomposition processes that help maintain the health of the ecosystem. The impact of climate change on animal populations. Climate change is one of the most significant threats to animal populations around the world. Rising temperatures and changes in precipitation patterns can alter the timing of migration, breeding, and hibernation, which can disrupt the natural cycles of many animal species. Furthermore, climate change impacts the availability of food and water, leading to population declines and endangerment of species. For example, polar bears are facing the loss of sea ice habitats due to melting ice caps, which is leading to declining populations. Furthermore, coral reefs, which are home to a vast diversity of animal species, are threatened by rising sea temperatures and ocean acidification. Conservation efforts to protect animal populations. Conservation efforts play a critical role in protecting animal populations and maintaining the ecological balance of the planet. One important conservation strategy is the creation of protected areas, such as national parks and wildlife reserves, which provide safe habitats for endangered species. Another strategy is the promotion of sustainable practices in agriculture and resource management. Furthermore, community involvement and public education are essential in promoting conservation efforts. For example, educating the public about the importance of reducing plastic waste and other harmful pollutants can help reduce the impact of human activities on animal populations. The importance of animal welfare in conservation. Animal welfare is an essential component of conservation efforts, and it is closely linked to the overall health of the planet. It is important to balance conservation goals with animal welfare concerns to ensure that conservation efforts do not harm animal populations. For example, conservation efforts should focus on reducing human-wildlife conflict and minimizing the impact of animal agriculture on the environment. Furthermore, reducing the impact of animal agriculture on the environment can contribute to the planet. International Group to Protect Animals. There are several international groups that work to protect animals and promote animal welfare around the world. Here are some of the most prominent ones. 1. World Animal Protection. This is an international organization that works to protect animals from cruelty and abuse. They focus on animal welfare issues such as factory farming, wildlife trade, and animal testing, and work with governments, businesses, and communities to improve the lives of animals. 2. Humane Society International. This is an affiliate of the Humane Society of the United States and works to protect animals worldwide. They focus on issues such as animal testing, wildlife protection, farm animal welfare, and disaster response for animals. 3. International Fund for Animal Welfare. IFAW. This is an international organization that works to protect animals and their habitats. They focus on issues such as marine conservation, wildlife crime, and animal rescue and rehabilitation. 4. Animal Welfare Institute. AWI. This is an organization that works to protect animals from cruelty and abuse. They focus on issues such as animal testing, farm animal welfare, and wildlife protection, and work to promote animal-friendly policies and practices. 5. Born Free Foundation. This is an international wildlife charity that works to protect endangered species and their habitats. They focus on issues such as wildlife conservation, animal welfare, and human-wildlife conflict. 6. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, is a global organization dedicated to promoting the conservation and sustainable use of natural resources. It was established in 1948 and is the world's largest and oldest environmental network. The IUCN works to promote biodiversity conservation, natural resource management, and sustainable development. It provides guidance and expertise to governments, NGOs, and other stakeholders to promote sustainable development practices. The IUCN is also known for maintaining the IUCN Red List, a global inventory of the conservation status of species. The International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, maintains a system of categories and criteria for assessing the conservation status of species, known as the IUCN Red List. The IUCN Red List categories are: 1. Extinct, X no known individuals remaining. 2. Extinct in the wild, EW known only to survive in captivity or as a naturalized population outside its historic range. 3. Critically endangered, CR extremely high risk of extinction in the wild. 4. Endangered, and high risk of extinction in the wild. 5. Vulnerable, WHO high risk of endangerment in the wild. 6. Near threatened, NT likely to become endangered in the near future. 7. Least concern, LC lowest risk category, does not qualify for a higher risk category. 8. Data deficient, DD not enough data to assess its risk of extinction. 9. Not evaluated, there has not yet been evaluated against the criteria. These categories are based on factors such as population size and trends, geographic range, habitat quality and fragmentation, and threats from human activities such as hunting, habitat loss, and climate change. The IUCN Red List is widely recognized as the most comprehensive and authoritative source of information on the conservation status of species. These groups work through advocacy, public awareness campaigns, rescue and rehabilitation programs, and partnerships with governments, businesses, and communities. They aim to promote a world where animals are treated with compassion and respect, and their welfare is protected. India Wildlife Protection Act 1972. The British administration in India brought about reforms in the wildlife conservation efforts in the wake of the large-scale elimination of wildlife due to hunting. The British administration introduced important legislation such as the Indian Forest Act of 1878, the Indian Fisheries Act of 1897, and the Wild Birds and Animals Protection Act of 1912. 1. The most comprehensive wildlife conservation law of India, the Wildlife Protection Act, was passed only in 1972. 2. After India became independent, the advent of automobiles and long-range rifles aggravated the decline of India's wildlife. 3. The government, to protect crops from the clutches of wild animals, issued guns freely to farmers, which resulted in the large-scale destruction of wild animals. Between 1947 and 1951, There was large-scale destruction of wildlife in India, in all parts of the country, as poachers indulged in the indiscriminate shooting of wild animals. As a result, the cheetah became extinct in India in 1951. Also, there were only 5 national parks in the country before Wildlife Protection Act 1972 was introduced. Hence, there was an urgent need for comprehensive legislation to protect India's flora and fauna. Conclusion. You can summarize the main points of the essay and emphasize the importance of animal conservation in maintaining the ecological balance of the planet. You can also highlight the need for increased public awareness and action to protect animal populations and mitigate the impact of human activities on the environment. Finally, you can provide some suggestions for future research and conservation efforts, such as developing new strategies to protect endangered species and promoting sustainable practices in agriculture and resource management. With this, I will end the video. Thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe, share, like and comment.